Hi everyone, and welcome to Viking Reviews, where I, the Viking, review whatever I want to, whenever I want to. So, I wanted to start out this first inaugural episode with an older game that came out in 2017 called Agents of Mayhem. Now, Agents of Mayhem is a third-person open-world shooter based off of the Saints Row series, which this company has also made as well. The main difference between these two series is that Agents of Mayhem is full of cringe, glitches, and most importantly, the most ridiculous collectibles ever. Or should I just say collectible? Whatever. So let's start out with the game itself, because truly the game plays pretty nicely. Each character has their own strengths and weaknesses, and there are very few that I would say are completely useless. You play in teams of 3, and you can switch the characters on the fly. Most of them have pretty cool abilities, but there are a lot that are taken straight from games like Overwatch, Paladins, and other ones of the same genre. Like let's take the quirky Mexican girl Fortune, who uses dual machine pistols and zips around the map. She's also a hackser, yes, I spelled that with an X. And now, the character herself isn't too bad. She kind of has this pirate thing going on for her, yar! And most of her dialogue is non-cringe, but the fact that she's so closely mirrored the Tracer from Overwatch is a real kick in the nuts. Many characters are like this nowadays in multiple games, but this game seems to not really care. Giving a character a small tweak here and there isn't really something to be proud of, because they're pretty much just other ones we've already played. There are plenty of characters in this game I would say are direct rip-offs of other characters from similar games, the worst one being Rama, who is a rip-off of Hanzo, also from Overwatch. Not only are all her main attacks similar, but even her gadgets mirror a lot of Hanzo's arsenal. Now, I don't play a lot of Overwatch. Personally, I can care less about it, but it's really starting to bleed out into pretty much every other game genre out there with these characters. Most of the voice actors in this game, they really didn't give a shit, and you can tell. A lot of line delivery is stale, unfunny, even if it's a joke that's being said. This makes it very awkward and cringy throughout the whole campaign. Another character who kinda ticks me off is Kingpin, and you might ask why. Well, his training mission where you acquire him, he's using a submachine gun, which I was fine with. It was really nice to play with. After unlocking him, you then get a charged shotgun, which sucks major ass. This seems like a big oversight to have a character use a different gun in the training mission, especially since it was so much better than the one that we got, the charged shot. Not only that, but the gun looks exactly the same shape, same features, same hand. The same hand even holds the damn thing. There's one more character I want to talk about in this game before I move on, and that's Gaza. A Day 1 DLC character from the Saints Row game, who is, in my opinion, the best of all the characters. Not only is he funny, but his missions are actually fun and wholesome. If you are planning on playing this game, getting Gaz is a must. I'm not sure if he's still available. I don't know if it was like a Day 1 DLC, you can only get it Day 1, but if he's available and you really want to play this game, you have to get Gaz. He's the best character out there, and he rocks. He's the only character that I could say was my favorite. So, let's talk about these atrocious missions, because after a while they all seem to morph into one long repetitive mission. Most of all the side missions consist of you killing some dudes, going to their lair, and then killing more dudes, making what could be a short 10-minute level into a 30-minute replay of the last side mission you did. That does include hacking and all that other crap. This seems to happen in 90% of the side missions, and I'm not even joking. Then, they had the audacity to make a world map where you send agents to do tasks for cash and XP and shards, and you have a final mission that comes up, and it's just another stupid-ass evil lair. I thought it was going to be something cool, something you jump into, and it's like, woo! But no, it's just the same old evil lair, same old mission patterns. And from the first mission on, lairs are infested in this game. Not only are they the same almost every time you go through them, but the final bosses really don't change either. So you can't even look forward to that. I will say this, the main missions involving the pop gay boy, August Grant, were the only missions I particularly enjoyed and laughed throughout, while other ones featuring Steel Toe, his hentai fake girlfriend robot thing, and any other major villain were just boring and not thought out well at all. Now, I'm not saying that their boss fights were bad, because I actually enjoyed all the boss fights in this game, save for Dr. Babylon because it was very basic. This game has such good ideas somewhere hidden in the mess of repetition and cringe-worthy dialogue. It's sad, really, because there's the makings of a good game somewhere in this game. It's just not showing. Finally, let's talk about the thing that really ticked me off the most and probably made me quit playing the game, and that is the collectible crystals. Or shards. These things are the stupidest collectible I've ever looked for, period. You might say, but there's only one collectible in this game, how can it be that bad? And I'd probably reply with, sure, games like Mafia 3, Assassin's Creed Unity, even the Wolfenstein franchise have tons of collectibles, but they're interesting, aren't they? They're useful to you in some cases, right? And the answer to those questions is yes. The collectible shards and Agents of Mayhem have no purpose other than to annoy the shit out of you. Not only are they not on the map, but they are not even needed whatsoever. You get shards by completing missions, side missions, daily tasks, weekly tasks, evil lairs, and everything else under the sun in this game. So why are there 200 goddamn shards to collect? Tell me! No answer. I thought so, you bastards. How do you find them, you ask? Well, you send out a pulse that shows a very light purple-orange color in a small radius around you that disappears very quickly. You can upgrade it for a longer range, but it doesn't really help whatsoever. Yes, they did update the game to show them on the map for a little while, but it takes like 5 years to open up the map, and even then it's like it's not even the first thing that you click on in your little side menu. The first thing you click on is to go back to your main mission starting area, so half the time you'll accidentally click that thing. Most of them are out in the open, but about 15% of them are hidden either in buildings below ground or so high up you can't see them from the ground. And the scanner can't pick those up. It only shows what's right near you, so even if there's one directly above you or 5 stories below you or whatever, it won't show up unless you scan directly around it. Bullshit, I know. I went through collecting every single one I saw when I went to go check my progress. I had 150 out of 200 goddamn shards. I was so defeated at that point because I had scanned the whole map inch by inch. And the real kicker is that there are some only accessible in plain main missions. At least, I think that's just how it seems. During the boss fight with Steel Toe, there are 2 that are just in the middle of nowhere, but you can jump to them with the platforms that appeared during the boss fight. There's also one I found inside a building that had no doors, no windows, no other entrances, and there was one like right in the middle of it. And at that point, this is where I gave up looking. I was so tired of it. If you're going for that sweet 100% in this game, good luck, because my Sandy could not take the task. All in all, Agents of Mayhem is a grueling disaster of a game, but it has some good ideas. Being able to switch between 3 characters on a fire team is a great idea, and the graphics and the design of the main map, Seoul, South Korea, is beautiful. But the cringe-filled dialogue, the repetitive missions, they just defeated me, and almost made me want to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 instead. The top of this cake is the collectible shards, and the driving, which I didn't really talk about. There are several missions and tasks where driving is key, and it just doesn't work. The physics are all over the place, and whatever. All in all, I'd probably give Agents of Mayhem 1.5 out of 5. It's subpar and missed the mark way too often. So, thanks for watching, and tune in next time when I review Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. Is that a good enough a review for you?